Forcing yourself to love something is exactly what's been keeping you from actually loving it. There's a character in Haikyuu who cracked the code on this, and most people completely missed what his arc was actually about. If you're currently half-hearted in something you can't quit, this is the most important video you'll watch today. And that character is going to show you exactly why. All my life, I've always dreaded content creation, simply because I was just so bad at it. I've never really found myself being a content creator, and found it very cringe to be called one. I never really understood why and how people felt genuine enjoyment with the process, when I've literally hated everything about it. I never felt that high that other people may call it, and I just saw it as something I would never really feel or even experience. But regardless of my sentiments towards creating content, I started this channel and poured actual effort and consistency to it. Currently, this channel has 34 subscribers and 9 videos published, not counting this one yet. I kept going, and I still currently am, even though I still don't really get the same exact feeling others do. I've always known, understood, and accepted that YouTube growth, in terms of analytics, is slow and long-term, but that slow progress can surely get to anyone as time goes by. I felt the slight burnout from actually creating content, mostly because there were no big changes yet. I still haven't monetized my channel, grew my community, or even achieved any significant YouTube success in terms of analytics. But I kept going, even if I still don't understand why. And then, something very wonderful happened. It was just a very normal day. I followed the same content creation process: research and ideation, packaging, scripting, editing, and so on. I changed absolutely nothing from how I usually make my videos. But a few days after publishing Nishinoya's video about fear, I got a ping from YouTube. I got a very sincere and heartwarming comment from someone who actually watched my video. Right then and there, I knew something was about to change, like how this anime character's worldview changed with just one single moment. Haikyuu had this character named Tsukishima Kei, who was very half-hearted, unwilling, and insincere when it came to volleyball. He always believed that effort with no guaranteed return is wasted effort, and that caring about something is a liability when someone will always be better. The words, "it's just a club," always left his mouth whenever he sees other people put in the effort without guaranteed return. He doesn't get why people do much when enough is sufficient. Like me, Tsuki doesn't really get it at first. Everything was just routinary to us, and seeing others exert so much more effort than us when they had no guarantee that there would be significant results confused us. For me, I used to think, believe, and say to myself, why should I need to learn and master all this stuff when there would always be much bigger and actually more successful creators compared to me? Those thoughts of mine were wrong, but so were Tsuki's, and these moments would tell you exactly why. Yamaguchi, his one and only actual friend, was the first to crack at Tsuki's wall and tear it apart. Yamaguchi asks, "What more do you need than pride?" calling out Tsuki as being lame for his non-commitment to volleyball, despite having immense talent and potential. This confrontation exposed the true reason why Tsuki was never committed to playing volleyball. He was always afraid to care a lot because the last time he did, he got hurt. Very, very badly. He also saw his brother telling multiple lies just because he cared so much about the game. Tsuki was protecting himself, and I share the same sentiment with Tsuki on this one. I was always afraid to exert effort in something I know I don't have a guaranteed return because I just don't want to care and expect too much, just for me to get hurt in the end. That's why even though the script I write still doesn't satisfy me, I publish it. Because I've always told myself that even though I perfect this script, it wouldn't make me successful on YouTube. And the next scene after that Yamaguchi confrontation unraveled another layer of both Tsuki and my defenses. Tsuki, as someone who prides himself on not needing anyone, straightly goes to Bokuto and Kuru, two of his best mentors during his training camp, and goes out of his way to ask why they try so hard. This was the actual moment wherein he finally admits that his worldview is starving, and that he needs to learn to understand why others exert the effort he doesn't. During Bokuto and Kuru's response, Tsuki wasn't the only one listening. I was too. Bokuto told Tsuki that he just needs to have that one moment to finally get hooked with volleyball, and rewatching it, I felt like he was also speaking to me too, in a way. It's like, I just need to have that one moment in my whole content creator journey that would make me hooked with it, and he wasn't wrong. Later on, Tsuki found his, and I found mine. It was the finals of Shiratorizawa and Karasuno. The Crows were facing a very humongous problem on the court, dealing with Ushiwaka's spikes. It seemed like an impossible task, until Tsukishima stepped up. And before anyone knew it, Tsukishima's hands were exactly between and above the ball from Ushiwaka's spike, denying it and blocking the ball straight down on Shiratorizawa's side, which led to Karasuno winning that set. Then silence took over the court. Everyone was expecting Tsuki to remain timid and quiet, but to everyone's surprise, Tsuki made a fist pump and shouted his heart out. That exact moment was when he can no longer say, "I don't care, it's just a club," or "Why are you all trying so hard?" It was the moment he got hooked on volleyball, because that was his moment. Similar to Tsuki, I got my moment as well. After a few consistent uploads and getting literally crickets in the comment section, I got one comment that changed everything. Someone who watched the Nishinoya video told me that they had been struggling with something new in their life, that they were scared to face it, but that the video helped them see how it really works. They said that if I hadn't faced my own fear and made that video, we both would still be at the same point in life. At first, I was just uploading to learn content creation and actually teach these philosophical lessons the characters laid out for us. But actually witnessing how my own work, voice, and experiences impacted another person's life in a positive way was the most rewarding thing a creator could experience. To that person, more than your gratitude for my video, I want to thank you personally for being my own Tsukishima's block moment. People like you are the real reason I strive to be better and work harder. You don't find your moment by just believing in the process alone. You find it by staying in it long enough for the process to believe in you. Tsukishima didn't know that block was going to change everything. He just didn't leave. This was Reluctant Surrender by the character Tsukishima Kei.